Hello, today I'm here with Jonas from iGEM Copenhagen. Would you like to tell us a bit more about yourself, or a bit about yourself?
Yeah, as I said, my name is Jonas, and I study here at the University of Copenhagen, where I'm studying a master's in biotechnology. And I've actually been involved with biotechnology all since I was in high school.
Oh, really? How long have you studied in your master's now?
I'm through my first year, and I only need to do my master's thesis before I'm done.
Oh, okay. So you're done like in half a year or a year?
1 year.
Okay. Do you know what your thesis is about?
No, if everything goes as I want, I will be working with some human genetics.
Oh, nice. Then it's a nice fit with iGEM.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So how did you learn about iGEM?
Well, I actually saw a post on the university website, and I thought it sounded interesting, and I tried to apply. Or actually, I first went to a sort of a meeting where they presented about iGEM, where you could just go hear about it, and I thought it sounded interesting. I applied, and we went through a couple of interviews, and here I am.
Oh, nice, nice. Are you happy with that decision?
Yeah, it's fun, and it's a bit tough and a lot of work, but it's fun.
Yeah. What's your project about?
Well, we are trying to develop a chewing gum which is capable of detecting ovulation in women and we're doing it by engineering a yeast-based biosensor which is supposed to be capable of detecting hormones like luteinizing hormone and estrogen.
Ah, cool. So why is that important, or what's it for?
Well, current methods are basically you pee on a stick and wait. And also, what we want to achieve with our product is that we detect multiple hormones, and then you will get depending on the levels of the hormones, you'll get a certain color response, and then you will see if when you are ovulating. But also, because we are trying to detect multiple hormones, it is our hope that it will give a more comprehensive view of the entire menstrual cycle, so you can get a better view of where you are in your cycle.
Ah, okay. So how come you chose that project? Where did you get the idea from?
Well, we actually started out having this entire brainstorming process where we went through quite a few ideas before we ended up settling on. We decided it was interesting to try to detect something in the saliva. And we went through different projects, like we also thought about detecting biomarkers for cancer. And then someone came up with detecting ovulation by looking for hormones in the saliva. And people in our team thought it was interesting, and we decided to go forward with that.
Nice. So how's it going so far?
Well, we have actually successfully transformed some yeast, so we have been able we have tried to transform our yeast with a estrogen receptor fused to a GFP, so we have actually been able to see that we have successfully transformed it because we have a GFP expression in our yeast. And what we have to do now is we have to localize the receptor so we can see exactly where it is. And then we also have to test the receptor's ability to detect the hormone.
Ah, it sounds like you've come a bit on your way to your goal.
We still have a bit to go before we are actually finished.
Yeah.
But yeah, we also are working on a few stuff with our human practice team. Recently been working on developing a color detection app to go together with our chewing gum.
Ah,
So
cool.
we've actually recently gotten a new team member that is able to develop an app, and we have a working prototype of the app.
Ah, nice. So this is for getting pregnant and not avoiding getting pregnant, I guess.
No. It is like I think it's a little bit like the people that try to avoid getting pregnant by measuring their temperature.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not right, and it's not really safe doing so.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Have you faced any challenges so far in your product?
Well, yeah, we have actually faced a few challenges. For starters, we in the beginning we couldn't really get our yeast transformations to work. I mean, we got yeast to grow, but we didn't have any positive PCR results. So we just continued transforming yeast, and we ended up with a successful transformation eventually.
Yep.
And then, as I've already mentioned, we have now developed a prototype app, but in the beginning we didn't actually have any people who knew how to develop an app. So we had to recruit a new team member that actually knew how.
Oh, nice. So you just got the team member now then, right now?
Yeah, a few weeks ago actually.
Oh, cool. How many members are you in your team?
Well, we actually, if you count our app developer, we are 13 people.
Ah, how was your team formed?
What?
How was your team formed from the beginning?
It was actually the university and our supervisors that formed the team, and then it was up to the students to apply to become a member. We went through an interview process where they interviewed a lot of different candidates, and then they choose the people that they thought would be the best team members.
Yeah, yeah. So what role do you have in your team?
Well, I'm part of the communications group in our team, and I'm also part of the lab group. I mean, on our team, actually all his team members, except our app developer, is a member of our lab group.
Oh,
and otherwise we have team members as our media communication, and we also have our human practice team and our management team.
Ah, so what do you do for communications, or besides lab work in general?
Well, we are at the moment we are in the process of creating our wiki page, and we're also in charge of our various social media accounts like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
And what do you think is the best thing about iGEM?
Well, what I like the most is we are actually capable of working on a kind of a real research project where you get to know every single problem, and there is working with it also the freedom there is to work on a research project instead of the projects you usually work on in a university, which are quite closely managed by supervisors or similar.
Yeah, I agree. It's really fun to like be able to do what you want, basically.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing with iGEM?
The worst thing is, well, it takes up a lot of time and it's stressful, but it's, on the other hand, it's also fun to work with like-minded people. I mean, everyone has chosen to be here, and you all want to do this.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah. Have you had time to do anything else this summer besides iGEM?
Well, yeah. Some of our team members have been on short vacations, and we actually also went on our cabin trip together with the entire team.
Oh, nice. Where?
It was in our summer house here in Denmark.
Oh, cool. Was it? Do you feel like that was good for like team building?
Yeah, it was. We got to know each other a bit better, and we actually got some work done. Yep. It was actually right before the Nordic iGEM conference, so a lot of the work was regarding our presentation.
Oh shit! Yeah. Did you go to Paris, by the way?
Yeah, we sent 3 team members. I wasn't there myself, but as I understood it, it went pretty well, and I think they, if I remember correctly, they had, I think they were in 3rd place regarding presentation.
Oh, nice. That's really nice. Why do you?
I think it was a 3rd place, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's a pretty big like meeting, right? As well.
Yeah.
So why do you think people should care about synthetic biology?
Well, it's synthetic biology has almost limitless potential. I mean, it can be used to modify plants so you can get better yield. Plants can become pest resistance. You can also create all sorts of compounds like medicine. For example, we all know diabetes, and you treat it with insulin. And insulin is actually created using microorganisms that have been engineered to produce it.
I didn't know that. That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So what do you think the future impact will be of synthetic biology? Like, if you had
What
to
did
guess.
you say?
If you had to guess about the future impact of synthetic biology, do you have like a vision of how you think it will be?
Yeah, I actually think, personally, I think we're gonna see a lot more GMO, both in plants and microorganisms.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see a lot of, for example, plants optimized for various environments. Also, since we are dealing with global warming, we have to have plants that can actually deal with the effects of that.
Yeah. So how's the public opinion in Denmark about GMOs?
Not as positive as I would like.
Yeah.
We are actually one of our the things we want to achieve with our project is actually also trying to create a more positive view surrounding GMO. I mean, we have our human practice team that is actually trying to write an open letter suggesting, writing about what changes could be made to the legislation.
Yeah.
So we actually both to create awareness about GMO and also what is needed to actually use GMO and benefit from it.
Yeah. And since you also have GMO that's ingested or like a chewing gum, is there a lot of problems with that?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons we actually chose to work with the legislation, because we are also needed to know how we fit into which legislation we fit into and how we had to deal with it, because I think right now we're looking into whether or not we are medical devices or some other category.
Yeah.
So it's quite important to know how to market the product and what the requirements are for the product that we're making.
Yeah. But you're not totally sure yet then about your direction, or?
Well, we're pretty sure about how we want to create our product and so on. We just don't quite know where we fall in regarding the legislation.
Okay. Yeah. Would you like to work in synthetic biology yourself in the future?
Yeah, it's definitely a chance. I mean, personally, I would want to work with human genetics, since that's what I'm mostly interested in.
Yeah.
But I definitely won't rule out working with something similar to what we are doing here in our iGEM team.
Yeah. Is there any specific job in human genetics you would like to work with, or just in general?
I mean, I'm a little interested in gene therapy, actually, and what it can be used for.
Yeah.
It's also a bit of dangerous field, because you also have to keep in mind not just can you do something, but also should it be done?
Yeah.
There was the huge thing about the genetically modified children in China some time ago.
Yeah, what was that about? Can you summarize it a bit?
Yeah, I think it was about that a scientist actually tried to create HIV-resistant children. So he engineered the genes so they, in some way, that wouldn't make them resistant.
Yep. Was he successful?
I don't know about that.
He did get jail or something, or
I don't actually know what happened to the scientist. I know he got in a lot of trouble, but not what consequences it had for him.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a super interesting field, but it's a lot of ethics going on as well, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have any like advice for someone thinking of applying to iGEM?
Yes. Yeah, I actually have. If people are interested in joining an iGEM team, they have to be sure that it's actually something they want to do, because it's a lot of hard work and it's going to take up a lot of their time. So they will need to actually enjoy what they're doing. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult to get through the entire iGEM project. I mean, it is not unheard of that people simply drop out of the teams because it's too much work or they can't deal with it. But also, it's important to have fun doing the project. I mean, have fun with your team members.
Yeah. Have you had any dropouts yet in your team?
Yeah, we actually had one who dropped out before we actually got into our summer vacation, and the main part of our work on our iGEM team.
Yep.
He couldn't really, I don't know why he dropped out, but I could guess that it's because iGEM is a lot of work, and maybe he didn't think he had the time.
Yeah, you for sure have to be.
Guess.
What do you say?
I can only guess to why he dropped out.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, you have to be interested in if you want to keep doing it the whole summer. So yeah, I think that's about it. I want to thank you for today.
Hey, yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.